Why over-effort blocks. Quantum shifts. The paradox of trying too hard in the pursuit of personal transformation or breakthroughs. We often believe that more effort leads to quicker results. However, when it comes to profound shifts, particularly quantum shifts in consciousness or life changes, the opposite can be true. The more you try, the less you shift. Let's explore why over-effort can actually block quantum shifts, and how embracing ease and flow might be the key to unlocking deeper transformation. The law of least effort. How letting go promotes natural flow and growth. The law of least effort is a powerful concept that touches on both the realms of spiritual philosophies and quantum physics. Yet its core principle is simple. The natural path of least resistance is often the most effective. This law posits that things in nature, including our personal development, progress most effortlessly when they are allowed to flow naturally. When we push too hard, we not only waste energy, but also disrupt the balance and flow that would otherwise facilitate growth and transformation. Here's a deeper dive into the law of least effort and how embracing it can accelerate your personal shifts, breakthroughs, and life transformations. Understanding the core of the law of least effort at its heart. The law of least effort speaks to the inherent flow and simplicity of the universe. In nature, everything moves toward balance and harmony without force. Trees grow without trying to be tall, rivers carve through the land without effort, and the wind flows freely across vast distances. Similarly, our lives and personal growth naturally progress most effectively when we allow them to unfold without excessive effort or resistance. This concept is not about being passive, but rather about aligning with the natural rhythms of life. It teaches us that true transformation happens when we release the need to control every aspect of our journey and let things progress organically. When we stop forcing outcomes, we tap into a deeper, more intuitive flow that leads to more authentic change. The dangers of over-effort and control. One of the biggest pitfalls of personal development is the belief that more effort means more progress. Many people fall into the trap of overworking themselves or pushing beyond their limits in hopes of achieving quicker results. However, this mindset often leads to burnout, frustration, and resistance. When you push too hard, you're essentially working against the flow of energy that could otherwise lead to greater ease. For example, imagine trying to force a plant to grow faster by pulling its stems. No matter how hard you try, you will not make it grow any quicker. In fact, over-effort can harm the plant, causing it to weaken or even die. Similarly, in life, when we push too much or control every detail, we disrupt the natural processes that lead to meaningful change. The role of flow in personal transformation. Flow is a state of being in alignment with the present moment, where things feel effortless, intuitive, and natural. In quantum physics, flow refers to the smooth, uninterrupted movement of energy. When we embrace the law of least effort, we align ourselves with this flow. Rather than trying to force or push, we allow things to unfold in their own time. This creates space for creativity, innovation, and intuitive insights to emerge without resistance. When we surrender to the flow, we open ourselves to possibilities that we may have overlooked when we were too focused on controlling the outcome. By releasing the need to make things happen, we can often experience breakthroughs or quantum shifts that feel as though they occurred effortlessly, even though they were the result of aligning with the flow of life. How letting go accelerates. Growth. Letting go doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It's about trust and release. When you stop forcing your growth, you create space for it to happen naturally. Think of personal growth like planting a seed. You cannot rush its growth. However, by providing the right environment, water, sunlight, and care, you trust that the seed will sprout, grow, and eventually bloom. This applies to all areas of life, whether it's professional growth, relationship dynamics, or personal development. Forcing outcomes, whether it's trying to climb the career ladder too quickly or overstressing about finding your ideal partner, can lead to frustration. However, by practicing the law of least effort, you allow things to unfold at their own pace. which ultimately accelerates true growth. How the law of least effort applies to quantum shifts. Quantum shifts, those profound moments of change or insight, are often thought to be the result of effort, willpower, or intense striving. However, the most significant quantum shifts tend to occur when we let go of the need to control or force a transformation. The key to these shifts is openness, trust, and alignment with the natural flow. In quantum physics, shifts in energy often happen without effort, particularly when the system reaches a state of equilibrium. Similarly, personal transformation happens when you stop clinging to fixed ideas or rigid structures. By releasing control and aligning with the flow of your life's path, you make space for these quantum changes to unfold naturally. The benefits of embracing the law of least effort. By adopting the law of least effort, you can experience a variety of benefits in both your personal and professional life. Increased productivity and creativity. When you're not bogged down by constant effort, your energy flows more freely, allowing for greater creativity and effective problem solving. Reduced stress and anxiety. Effortless living decreases tension, allowing you to respond to challenges with more calm and clarity. Alignment with your true path. Instead of forcing yourself into situations or roles that don't serve you, you'll find yourself naturally aligning with what truly resonates with your purpose. Faster results. Paradoxically, by letting go and allowing things to flow, you often get the results you want much faster than if you were forcing them to happen. Practical ways to apply the law of least effort in your life. If you're ready to experience the power of the law of least effort in your life, here are some practical steps to begin. Practice mindfulness and meditation. These techniques help you stay grounded in the present moment, allowing you to let go of stress and overeffort. Cultivate patience. Trust that things are unfolding in their own time. Be patient with yourself and the process of growth. Simplify your goals. Instead of focusing on the end result, enjoy the journey and take things one step at a time. Listen to your intuition. Instead of overthinking, tune into your inner guidance and trust the natural direction in which you're being led. Release the need for perfection. Perfection is often a form of control. Embrace imperfection and allow things to evolve organically. Flow over force, the law of least effort teaches us that the most profound changes and transformations occur when we stop trying so hard and simply allow things to unfold naturally. By releasing the need to control every aspect of our lives and instead aligning with the flow of energy around us, we can experience growth, insight, and transformation with greater ease and speed. Embrace this law, and you'll discover that sometimes the best way forward is to stop forcing, let go, and let life flow. The role of resistance, how overeffort blocks. Quantum shifts and transformation. In the journey of personal development or experiencing a quantum shift, one of the most significant barriers to success is resistance. Resistance is not just an external force. It's an internal one that arises when we try too hard, focus too intensely, or attempt to control the outcome of every situation. It creates mental blockages and disrupts the natural flow of change and growth, ultimately hindering the possibility of a profound shift in perspective or breakthrough. We'll explore how effort leads to resistance, why this resistance prevents quantum shifts from happening, and how releasing resistance can open the doors to true transformation. What is resistance in the context of personal growth? Resistance, in the realm of personal growth and quantum shifts, refers to the internal pushback we experience when we try to force or control outcomes. It's the mental, emotional, or energetic opposition that arises when we're not in alignment with the natural flow of events. This resistance can take many forms, including stress, the feeling of being overwhelmed when things don't go as planned, or when you push too hard for an outcome, anxiety, the nervous energy created by worrying about whether you are doing enough or making the right choices, frustration, the emotion that arises when efforts to control the situation are met with failure, causing you to feel stuck. Resistance often arises from the belief that we need to try harder or that more effort is required to make something happen. However, the paradox is that effort often creates more resistance and blocks the flow of energy required for transformation. How effort creates resistance. The connection between effort and resistance is straightforward. When you exert too much effort, you resist the natural unfolding of events. Here's why. Trying too hard. When you push too much or try to control every detail, you create tension and resistance in your mind and body. Your focus becomes fixated on how things should be, rather than accepting how they are. Overthinking. Excessive effort often leads to overthinking, where you mentally struggle with making decisions, creating plans, or analyzing outcomes. Overthinking can spiral into doubt and confusion, creating energetic resistance. Attachment to outcome. Effort is often tied to a desire for a specific outcome. The more you focus on achieving a particular result, the more rigid your expectations become. This attachment to the outcome forms resistance because it prevents you from being open to alternative possibilities that may serve your growth even better. This resistance doesn't just exist in your thoughts. It manifests in your energy field, causing blockages that prevent new insights or changes from flowing naturally. Instead of a smooth, continuous process, your journey toward transformation becomes a battle against your own resistance. How resistance blocks. Quantum shifts. A quantum shift refers to a dramatic, radical change in perspective, insight, or energy. These shifts often involve breaking through existing boundaries, releasing old beliefs, and embracing new ways of thinking. But quantum shifts require openness, flexibility, and letting go of control, qualities that are stifled by resistance. Here's how resistance blocks quantum shifts. Clinging to control. If you're constantly trying to control the outcome of every situation, you prevent the natural flow of the change process. A quantum shift requires surrender, letting go of the need to control, and embracing what comes next. The more tightly you hold on, the less likely you are to experience a breakthrough. Lack of openness. Resistance creates a closed mindset. When you are resistant, you're not open to new ideas or possibilities. Quantum shifts require an open, receptive state where you allow new perspectives and insights to enter your consciousness. Stagnation. Resistance causes stagnation because it forces the mind and body to stay locked in place, preventing new energies from moving freely. A quantum shift needs the flow of energy to be uninterrupted. Resistance creates energetic blockages that halt this flow, making it difficult for significant transformation to occur. Mental and emotional fatigue. Constantly battling resistance depletes your mental and emotional energy, leaving you exhausted and less capable of embracing the change. Fatigue can cloud judgment and cause you to miss the subtle openings for transformation that might otherwise be apparent. Releasing resistance to allow change, to experience a quantum shift. You must first release the resistance that's holding you back. Here's how you can do that. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you become aware of your thoughts, emotions, and actions without judgment. By observing where resistance shows up, whether in stress, anxiety, or frustration, you can choose to let go of it instead of fighting against it. Shift your focus from effort to ease. Instead of focusing on forcing change or achieving a specific result, shift your attention to creating space for ease and flow. Let go of the belief that more effort is always the solution. Often, a relaxed, open mindset is more conducive to transformation. Embrace imperfection. Resistance often comes from the desire for perfection. Letting go of the need for everything to be perfect allows you to accept the process of growth as it is. This mindset creates the openness required for a quantum shift to happen. Let go of attachment. Quantum shifts require detaching from a specific outcome. Trust the process and be open to the unexpected. When you release your attachment to how things should unfold, you create room for the change to occur on its own terms. Why letting go of resistance is key to transformation. Letting go of resistance allows the natural process of change to unfold with ease and speed. Resistance keeps you stuck in old patterns, thoughts, and beliefs. By releasing it, you open the door to fresh possibilities and new ways of thinking. Here's why letting go of resistance is key. Natural flow of energy. Releasing resistance allows energy to flow freely. Instead of battling against your own energy, you align with it, and in doing so, you open yourself to greater possibilities and insights. Empowerment through surrender. Surrendering control is often seen as weakness, but it's actually a form of empowerment. When you trust the process and let go of resistance, you empower yourself to experience change without the limitations of your own mental barriers. Openness to new perspectives. Resistance narrows your focus, limiting your ability to see new perspectives. Letting go opens you up to fresh insights and creative solutions that can lead to breakthroughs. Enhanced resilience. Letting go of resistance allows you to bounce back more quickly from challenges. You are no longer bogged down by the emotional and mental weight of trying too hard, making it easier to adapt and thrive. Releasing resistance to unlock quantum shifts. In the pursuit of personal transformation and quantum shifts, resistance acts as a significant roadblock. The more effort you put in, the more you build up mental, emotional, and energetic resistance, ultimately preventing true change from happening. By letting go of resistance and embracing the flow of life, you create the openness required for a quantum shift to take place. Practice mindfulness, release the need for control, and allow yourself to be open to the natural unfolding of things. When you do, you'll find that transformation comes not through struggle, but through ease, openness, and trust. The trap of attachment. How fixation limits. Quantum shifts and personal growth in the pursuit of transformation or quantum shifts. One of the most subtle yet powerful obstacles we face is attachment. Attachment can be understood as the fixation on a specific outcome, desire, or goal. While goals and intentions are important, an over-attachment to how things must unfold can significantly limit the scope of what's possible. In fact, this very attachment can prevent the quantum shifts we seek by narrowing our focus and stifling the natural flow of opportunities. In this article, we will explore how attachment becomes a trap, why it limits your potential, and how releasing attachment opens the door to new possibilities and transformative breakthroughs. Understanding attachment. A double-edged sword. Attachment is often seen as a natural part of human nature, our need to control outcomes or hold on to specific desires. It's not wrong to have goals or dreams, but attachment becomes problematic when it turns into a form of fixation. When you become attached to a specific outcome, you narrow your focus and overlook other possible paths that could lead you to even greater growth and fulfillment. At its core, attachment arises from fear, fear of uncertainty, fear of loss, or fear of not being in control. We hold tightly to what we think we want because it gives us a sense of security or certainty. However, this attachment often causes mental and emotional rigidity, making it harder for us to adapt to new circumstances or to see alternative solutions. In this state, we close ourselves off from other possibilities that may better align with our true potential. The limiting nature of attachment. When you become overly attached to a specific result, several limiting factors come into play. Narrowed perspective. Attachment leads to tunnel vision. You become so focused on one desired outcome that you ignore the potential of other, perhaps more aligned, opportunities. For example, if you're only fixated on getting a specific job or reaching a specific milestone, you may miss out on better opportunities or paths that could offer even greater fulfillment. Closed mindset. Attachment creates a closed mindset that resists change or flexibility. When things don't go according to plan, the emotional reaction of disappointment, frustration, or anxiety sets in. This makes it harder to pivot or adapt to new opportunities, limiting your capacity for quantum shifts. Emotional instability. The more attached you are to a specific outcome, the more likely you are to experience emotional volatility when things don't go as expected. This instability creates a reactive mindset rather than one that is open and balanced. Such emotional turbulence is a barrier to calm, clear thinking, and decision-making. Resistance to the present moment. Attachment often pulls your attention away from the present, making you hyper-focused on what you want rather than appreciating what you have. Quantum shifts require you to be fully present, accepting the current moment as it is, and from there, allowing the shift to naturally unfold. Attachment takes you out of the moment and into a future expectation, preventing the flow needed for transformation. Why attachment prevents? Quantum shifts. Quantum shifts are radical changes in perspective or transformational breakthroughs that can occur unexpectedly, often when we least anticipate them. These shifts require openness, flexibility, and a willingness to surrender control. When you're attached to a particular outcome, you are holding on tightly, which prevents the freedom needed for a shift to take place. Here's why attachment acts as a block to transformation. Lack of flow. The very essence of quantum shifts lies in fluidity. When you're attached to a fixed outcome, you're essentially saying, "This is the only way things should be." This rigid thinking blocks the flow of new ideas and possibilities, preventing new opportunities from emerging. Quantum shifts require the ability to let go of fixed ideas and embrace uncertainty and flexibility. Limiting beliefs. Attachment is often rooted in limiting beliefs. Beliefs about what you can and cannot achieve, about what is possible or impossible. These beliefs create mental barriers that trap you in a fixed reality. A quantum shift, however, requires you to transcend these limitations and be open to the unknown. When you're attached, you're stuck in a belief system that keeps you from seeing new, expansive possibilities. Fear of change. Attachment is fueled by fear, the fear of loss, the fear of uncertainty, or the fear of change itself. Ironically, fear is often the greatest obstacle to the change you seek. By holding on tightly, you prevent yourself from stepping into new territory where quantum shifts can occur. The very act of surrendering control allows for transformation to unfold naturally. The paradox of letting go, while attachment seeks control. Letting go creates the space needed for quantum shifts to happen. The paradox is that relinquishing attachment opens up greater freedom and allows life to unfold more fully. Here's why letting go is the key to quantum shifts. Trust in the process. Letting go is about trusting the process of life and believing that things will unfold in the right way, at the right time. Trusting in the natural order of things frees you from the constant need to control every aspect of your life. When you release attachment, you allow the universe, or your inner wisdom, to guide you to the right opportunities. Increased flexibility and openness. When you stop clinging to a specific result, you open yourself up to new possibilities and perspectives. The act of letting go removes blinders, allowing you to see a broader range of opportunities. In this open state, a quantum shift is more likely to occur. Freedom from fear. Letting go reduces fear and anxiety because you are no longer clinging to an ideal outcome. This reduction in emotional tension creates a clear and calm mind, one that is receptive to new ideas, opportunities, and changes. When your mind is free from the tight grip of attachment, you can embrace uncertainty and transform without fear holding you back. How to release attachment and open the door to transformation. Releasing attachment is not always easy, but it's necessary for growth and change. Here are some ways to practice letting go and opening yourself up to quantum shifts. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you become aware of your thoughts and attachments without getting caught up in them. By observing your thoughts, you can detach from them and see them for what they are, temporary and often limiting. Embrace the unknown. The unknown is where quantum shifts happen. Try to approach life with curiosity rather than fear. Accept that you don't have to control every detail of your journey. Shift your focus to the present. Attachment pulls you away from the present moment. Focus on being present and appreciate what you have now. Transformation can only happen in the present moment. So grounding yourself in the here and now creates the space for the future to unfold naturally. Cultivate trust. Trust that life will take you where you need to go, even if it's not the exact path you had imagined. Trusting the process of life removes the need for attachment and creates room for deeper shifts and breakthroughs. The power of surrendering. Attachment surrendering. Attachment doesn't mean giving up on your goals or desires. It means releasing the need for control and allowing space for the unpredictable and transformational. By loosening your grip on a specific outcome, you create the possibility for something even better to emerge. Quantum shifts occur when you let go of your attachment to how things should unfold. By surrendering control and embracing the process, you allow the universe or your deeper self to guide you to the outcomes that best align with your true potential. The key to quantum shifts is letting go of attachment. Attachment is a powerful but limiting force that can block your potential and prevent quantum shifts from happening. When you're fixated on a specific outcome, you close yourself off from a world of possibilities. By releasing attachment and embracing flexibility, openness, and trust, you create the space necessary for profound transformation to take place. The paradox of letting go is that, by relinquishing control, you ultimately open the door to your most significant breakthroughs, energy drain and fatigue. Why overeffort blocks. Quantum shifts and how rest fuels transformation in the pursuit of personal growth and quantum shifts. It's easy to assume that doing more will lead to faster or more profound results. However, the truth is quite the opposite. Quantum shifts are not about pushing harder or doing more, but about shifting energy. When you exert too much effort, you risk draining your energy, leading to fatigue and mental burnout. This exhaustion can significantly hinder your ability to make clear decisions, embrace new opportunities, or experience the transformational changes you seek. We'll explore how overeffort leads to energy depletion, why this can block your quantum shifts, and how embracing relaxation and mindfulness can open the door to deeper, more sustainable transformation. The link between energy and quantum shifts are profound. Transformative changes that happen when you break through old limitations, gain new insights, or make major life changes. These shifts require an energetic realignment, not just a change in actions or external circumstances. Rather than relying solely on willpower or excessive effort, quantum shifts are about allowing energy to flow freely, making space for new possibilities, and receiving insights in a relaxed and open state. Your energy, mental, emotional, and physical, is the fuel that drives transformation. When your energy is depleted, your ability to perceive and process new opportunities is compromised, making it harder for you to embrace change. Quantum shifts require clarity, focus, and the ability to think creatively, all of which are significantly hindered when you're exhausted or energetically drained. How overeffort drains your energy. When you push yourself too hard or engage in constant effort, you begin to drain your energy in several ways. Mental fatigue. Constantly trying to make things happen or overthinking situations causes cognitive overload. Your brain becomes fatigued from excessive decision-making, problem-solving, or planning. This leads to burnout and a decrease in mental clarity, making it harder to recognize the opportunities for change or quantum shifts when they arise. Emotional exhaustion. Trying too hard to control outcomes often leads to emotional turbulence, stress, anxiety, frustration, and disappointment. These emotions drain your energy, leaving you feeling depleted and mentally foggy. The emotional ups and downs further prevent the calm, focused state necessary for deep insights and transformation. Physical fatigue. Overexertion doesn't just affect your mind and emotions, it takes a toll on your body. Pushing yourself too hard physically can lead to exhaustion, lower energy levels, and burnout. A fatigued body cannot perform at its best, which means you're less likely to experience the kind of creativity and resilience required for quantum shifts. Resistance to change. As your energy drains, you may find yourself resisting change or feeling overwhelmed by the idea of transformation. Fatigue reduces your capacity for open-mindedness, making it harder to adapt or consider new possibilities. Instead of embracing a quantum shift, your exhausted mind clings to familiar patterns, even if they no longer serve you. Why fatigue blocks quantum shifts? A quantum shift involves a radical change in how you perceive the world or yourself. These changes require a high level of mental clarity, emotional balance, and physical vitality. When you're fatigued, these elements are compromised, and it becomes much more difficult to make the necessary breakthroughs. Here's why fatigue blocks quantum shifts. Impaired decision-making. Quantum shifts often require the ability to make quick, decisive changes. When you're tired, your cognitive abilities are compromised, leading to poor decision-making or indecisiveness. This prevents you from recognizing the opportunities for change or taking action when needed. Reduced creativity. Innovation and breakthroughs require creative thinking, and creativity is closely linked to energy. Fatigue stifles creativity, making it harder to think outside the box or come up with novel solutions that might be essential for a quantum shift to occur. Closed mindset. A fatigued mind is more prone to resistance. Rather than embracing new possibilities, a tired mind is more likely to cling to familiar patterns, habits, and beliefs, even if they are no longer serving your growth. A quantum shift requires openness and flexibility, which are blocked by mental or emotional exhaustion. Increased stress. Fatigue leads to stress, and stress inhibits your ability to think clearly and make positive changes. When you're stressed and exhausted, your focus shifts from growth to simply surviving the day. This mental shift reduces your capacity to embrace the kinds of shifts that lead to transformative breakthroughs. The power of rest and mindfulness in creating space for transformation. To experience a quantum shift, it's essential to restore your energy and shift from overeffort to relaxation and mindfulness. When you allow your body and mind to rest, you create the optimal conditions for transformation. Here's why rest and mindfulness are key. Restores mental clarity. Taking time to relax, meditate, or sleep restores mental clarity, helping you reset your cognitive functions. With a clear mind, you can make better decisions, recognize new opportunities, and embrace change with ease. Emotional balance. Rest allows your emotional system to recalibrate. Instead of being drained by stress or frustration, you create space for emotional balance, which is essential for openness to transformation. When you are calm, you can think more clearly, process new insights, and make decisions aligned with your true path. Physical renewal. Physical rest, such as sleep or relaxation techniques, helps to replenish your energy levels, making you more resilient to stress. A rested body is also more capable of handling the demands of growth and change, providing you with the vitality needed to embrace quantum shifts. Increased openness. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation, journaling, or deep breathing, help you cultivate a sense of inner calm and awareness. This heightened state of consciousness allows you to be more present in the moment, which is critical for recognizing the opportunities for transformation when they arise. Practical ways to restore energy and create space for quantum shifts. If you're feeling fatigued and blocked from experiencing a quantum shift, here are some practical steps to restore your energy and create the space necessary for transformation. Prioritize rest. Make sleep and relaxation a priority. Ensure you're getting enough rest, as sleep is essential for cognitive function, emotional regulation, and physical recovery. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. Practice mindfulness. Incorporate mindfulness practices into your daily routine. Techniques such as deep breathing, guided meditation, or journaling can help you clear mental clutter, reduce stress, and restore energy. Take breaks. When you're working hard or trying to achieve a goal, be sure to schedule regular breaks throughout the day. This allows you to recharge and prevent burnout. Even short breaks can significantly improve your focus and energy levels. Connect with nature. Spending time outdoors, whether through walking, hiking, or simply sitting in a park, can help reset your energy. Nature has a grounding and restorative effect on the mind and body, helping to reduce fatigue and promote clarity. Nourish your body. Eating a balanced diet, staying hydrated, and engaging in regular physical activity all contribute to energy levels. Avoiding excessive stimulants, like caffeine or sugar, and ensuring you're fueling your body with the right nutrients will help keep you energized and focused. Why? Relaxation is the key to unlocking quantum shifts. Relaxation and energy renewal are not just about avoiding exhaustion. They are essential for fostering the mental clarity and emotional balance required for quantum shifts. Shifting from overeffort to relaxation allows your energy to flow freely, creating the space needed for transformation to take place. When you rest, you're not only recharging your energy, but also giving yourself permission to surrender and embrace the unknown, which is crucial for experiencing the breakthroughs that come with quantum shifts. Rest to unlock quantum shifts. Overeffort and fatigue are among the biggest obstacles to experiencing quantum shifts. Pushing too hard drains your energy, leaving you mentally, emotionally, and physically exhausted. To truly experience transformation, it's essential to step back, restore your energy through rest and relaxation, and embrace mindfulness. By allowing your energy to circulate freely and cultivating a state of calm, you create the perfect environment for deeper changes and quantum shifts to unfold. Presence over perfection. Why letting go of perfectionism sparks quantum shifts in the pursuit of personal growth and transformation. The idea of perfection often takes center stage. Many people believe that the more flawless the outcome, the more successful the journey will be. However, this desire for perfection can be a significant roadblock to experiencing true quantum shifts. In reality, quantum shifts, those profound moments of change and insight, are more likely to occur when you focus on being fully present rather than fixating on achieving perfection. We'll explore why perfectionism blocks quantum shifts, how it keeps you from embracing the present moment, and how shifting your focus from perfection to presence can unlock the transformative changes you desire. Understanding the role of perfectionism in personal growth. Perfectionism is the belief that nothing is good enough unless it meets an ideal standard. It drives you to constantly strive for an unattainable level of excellence, often at the expense of your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. In the context of personal development, perfectionism manifests in several ways. Fear of failure. Perfectionists are often paralyzed by the fear of making mistakes. This fear prevents them from taking risks, trying new things, or embracing the unknown, key components of personal growth and transformation. Constant striving. Perfectionism creates an unrelenting drive to improve or fix things, even when it's unnecessary. This drive often leads to burnout and frustration, diminishing the mental clarity needed for true breakthroughs. Self-criticism. Perfectionists tend to be highly self-critical, focusing on what's wrong rather than celebrating progress or small wins. This constant negative self-talk can limit the ability to stay present and engage with life as it is. While striving for excellence can be motivating, perfectionism distorts that drive and transforms it into a cycle of dissatisfaction and unfulfilled goals. How perfectionism blocks quantum shifts. Quantum shifts are often sudden, profound changes in perspective or energy that arise when you're open, receptive, and present. These shifts require you to let go of rigid expectations and embrace the flow of life as it happens. Perfectionism, however, prevents you from experiencing these shifts by creating several barriers. Resistance to change. When you're attached to a specific vision of perfection, You're resistant to the changes that naturally occur in life. Quantum shifts happen when you allow for the unknown and embrace uncertainty. If you're only focused on how things should be, you close yourself off to new possibilities and prevent the flow of transformation. Fixed mindset. Perfectionism often leads to a fixed mindset, the belief that you must meet a specific standard to be valuable or successful. This mindset makes it difficult to embrace change as it limits your capacity for flexibility and growth. A quantum shift requires an open, growth-oriented mindset that welcomes new experiences and ideas. Overthinking. The drive for perfection often leads to overthinking and analysis paralysis. When you're focused on getting everything right, you miss out on the opportunity to act, learn, and grow from the process. The constant need to overanalyze keeps you in your head rather than in the present moment, which stifles creativity and transformation. Lack of presence. Quantum shifts occur when you are fully present in the moment. However, perfectionism constantly pulls your attention away from the now and toward future expectations. This future-focused mindset detracts from your ability to engage with life as it is, making it harder to recognize opportunities for growth and change. The power of presence in quantum shifts. At the heart of quantum shifts is the ability to be present. Presence means being fully engaged in the current moment, without distraction, judgment, or the need to control the outcome. Here's why presence is so essential for transformation. Clarity and awareness. When you are present, your mind is clear and focused. You can see opportunities and insights that might otherwise go unnoticed if you were caught up in perfectionist striving. Presence helps you tap into your intuition and creativity, which are essential for experiencing quantum shifts. Emotional resilience. Presence allows you to respond to challenges with equanimity and balance, rather than reacting from a place of fear or frustration. This emotional stability is necessary for making big changes, as it enables you to approach situations with calm and clarity, rather than being swept away by anxiety or stress. Connection to flow. Quantum shifts often happen when you are in a state of flow, a mental state where you are fully immersed in the activity at hand. When you stop trying to force outcomes and simply allow yourself to engage in the process, you create the conditions for a quantum shift to occur. Flow is where magic happens, and it's only accessible when you let go of perfectionism, authenticity, and acceptance. Being present allows you to embrace who you are and where you are in your journey. Without needing to be perfect, quantum shifts require self-acceptance, and this can only happen when you stop trying to fit into an ideal mold and start embracing yourself and the present moment as they are. The paradox of letting go of perfectionism. The paradox of quantum shifts is that the more you try to control or perfect your circumstances, the less likely you are to experience the breakthroughs you're seeking. Transformation doesn't come from forcing it. It comes from letting go of rigid expectations and embracing the flow of life as it happens. By shifting your focus from perfection to presence, you allow the natural unfolding of change and growth. Here's how letting go of perfectionism creates space for quantum shifts. Openness to the unexpected. When you let go of the need for perfection, you make room for serendipity, creativity, and innovation. You stop trying to control every outcome and start embracing what comes. This openness to the unknown is the foundation of quantum shifts, as transformation often occurs when we least expect it. Reduced stress and pressure. The drive for perfection places an immense amount of pressure on you. This stress can block your ability to experience transformation because it forces you into a constant state of struggle. By focusing on being present, rather than perfect, you reduce the pressure, allowing for a more relaxed state that fosters personal growth. Flowing with life. Perfectionism disrupts the natural flow of life by creating rigid boundaries and expectations. When you release these constraints, you allow yourself to move with the flow of life, which is where true transformation occurs. Quantum shifts happen when you're able to go with the flow and adapt to new circumstances with ease. How to shift from perfection to presence, to begin embracing presence over perfection. Here are a few practical steps you can take. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you focus on the present moment, rather than getting caught up in the past or future. Regular mindfulness practices, such as deep breathing, meditation, or mindful walking, can help you become more present and less concerned with perfection. Let go of unrealistic standards. Reflect on where you're holding yourself to unattainable standards. Are your perfectionist tendencies causing unnecessary stress or self-criticism? Shift your focus from perfect to good enough, and embrace progress over perfection. Celebrate small wins. Rather than focusing on the end result, celebrate the small steps you're taking. Each step forward is a victory, and embracing those moments helps you stay present and engaged with the process. Embrace mistakes as learning opportunities. Perfectionism often makes mistakes feel like failures. Instead, see mistakes as opportunities for growth and learning. Embracing imperfection allows you to stay open to the lessons that life has to offer, which are essential for transformation. The liberation of letting go of perfection. Releasing perfectionism and embracing presence is not just about accepting imperfection. It's about liberating yourself from the limitations imposed by constant striving. When you let go of the need to control or perfect every outcome, you free yourself to experience life as it is, with all of its unpredictability, beauty, and potential for transformation. In this space of openness and presence, quantum shifts naturally occur. Embrace presence for profound transformation. The pursuit of perfection often keeps you from experiencing the quantum shifts you desire. By shifting your focus from the drive for perfection to being fully present in the moment, you create the space necessary for transformation to unfold. Quantum shifts happen when you stop trying to control every detail and allow life to flow as it is. Embrace presence over perfection and unlock the deeper, more profound changes that are waiting to emerge. Trust on the process. Why surrendering to the flow? Unlocks. Quantum shifts. At the heart of every quantum shift lies a simple but profound concept: trust. Trust in the process, trust in the timing, and trust in the unfolding. Quantum shifts, those sudden transformative moments of insight or breakthrough, don't happen through force or overeffort. Instead, they occur when we stop trying to control every aspect of our lives and instead surrender to the natural flow of events. While it might seem counterintuitive, true transformation occurs when you trust that things will unfold as they are meant to, without constant pushing or striving. In this article, we'll explore why trust is essential for quantum shifts, how trying to force things blocks the flow, and how cultivating trust can lead to profound and effortless transformation. The essence of trust in quantum shifts. Quantum shifts refer to transformative changes that happen in an instant, often when you least expect them. These shifts can be breakthroughs in understanding, deep insights, or sudden life changes that take you in a new direction. However, they don't happen through force or constant effort. Instead, they arise when you cultivate a deep trust in the process of life and in your ability to navigate it. Trust is the foundation of quantum shifts for several reasons. Alignment with the universe. When you trust the process, you align yourself with the natural flow of the universe. This alignment allows opportunities to present themselves, often in unexpected and serendipitous ways. By trusting the timing and unfolding of events, you open yourself up to greater possibilities than you might have planned for. Inner wisdom. Trusting the process also means trusting your own inner wisdom. Your intuition and deeper knowing often guide you toward the best course of action. The more you trust this inner guidance, the more easily you can flow with the current of life, rather than fighting against it. Letting go of control. Trust involves surrendering control, a crucial aspect of the quantum shift process. When you let go of the need to control every detail, You make space for change to happen naturally. This process of surrender isn't about giving up, but about acknowledging that some things are beyond your control, allowing the universe or life itself to unfold as it should. The paradox of forcing change. The paradox at the core of quantum shifts is simple. The more you force something to happen, the less likely it is to unfold in the way you desire. Over-efforting often comes from a place of fear, doubt, or the belief that you must control every aspect of your life to ensure success. However, this act of pushing against the current or trying to force things actually hinders the natural flow of transformation. Here's how forcing things can block quantum shifts. Resistance to the flow. When you push too hard, you create resistance. Resistance prevents the natural energy flow that's necessary for transformation. Think of it like trying to swim upstream. No matter how hard you try, the current works against you. True quantum shifts happen when you align with the current, trusting that it will take you where you need to go. Mental and emotional blockages. Constantly trying to control or force outcomes creates mental and emotional blockages. You become fixated on specific results, which leads to stress, anxiety, and frustration. These emotions drain your energy and block your ability to think clearly, making it harder to recognize opportunities for change when they arise. Clinging to outcomes. Over-efforting often arises from a fear of uncertainty or a desire for security. When you're overly attached to a particular outcome, you close yourself off to new possibilities. Quantum shifts happen when you allow the process to unfold naturally, without the need for everything to go exactly as planned. Why surrendering to the flow promotes quantum shifts at its core. The process of surrender is about trusting that the universe, your inner wisdom, or life itself will guide you toward what you need. Surrendering doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It's about letting go of the need for control and allowing things to unfold naturally. Here's how surrendering to the flow promotes quantum shifts. Releasing attachment to results. When you surrender, you let go of your attachment to specific outcomes. This releases mental and emotional tension, allowing you to stay open to new experiences and opportunities. Quantum shifts can't occur when you're clinging tightly to an outcome. True transformation happens when you're open to whatever comes your way. Increased clarity and insight. Trusting the process creates mental and emotional clarity. When you're not constantly striving, overthinking, or forcing things, you can make clearer decisions and recognize new opportunities. A relaxed, open state allows insights to emerge naturally, paving the way for quantum shifts. Flow of energy. When you surrender, energy flows more freely. The constant tension caused by over-efforting blocks the flow of energy, making it harder to experience change. Surrendering allows energy to circulate without resistance, enabling deeper transformations and breakthroughs to occur. Emotional ease. Surrendering to the flow reduces emotional turbulence. Trusting that things are unfolding as they should allows you to experience life with more ease and less stress. This emotional balance is essential for making decisions and embracing changes that lead to quantum shifts. How to cultivate trust in the process. Trusting. The process is a practice that takes time, patience, and conscious effort. Here are a few ways to cultivate trust in the unfolding of your life. Practice patience. Trusting the process requires patience. Understand that things don't always happen on your timeline, but that doesn't mean they aren't happening. Be patient with yourself and the process of life, knowing that everything will unfold when it's meant to. Embrace uncertainty. Quantum shifts often occur in uncertain circumstances. Learn to embrace the unknown, knowing that uncertainty is often the breeding ground for transformation. By being comfortable with not knowing exactly what will happen, you allow space for unexpected changes and opportunities. Focus on the present moment. Trust develops when you focus on the present moment rather than worrying about the future or the past. Mindfulness practices such as meditation or deep breathing can help you stay grounded and present, allowing you to trust the process without getting caught up in unnecessary concerns. Release control. Let go of the need to control every detail of your life. Instead of obsessing over every decision or planning every step, learn to trust that you are being guided toward what is best for you. This doesn't mean neglecting action. It means acting when the time is right, rather than forcing things to happen prematurely. Reflect on past experiences. Think back to times in your life when you trusted the process and things turned out for the best. Reflecting on past experiences of trusting and surrendering can help reinforce the belief that things will unfold as they are meant to. The benefits of trusting the process for quantum shifts. When you trust the process, you open yourself up to a variety of benefits that allow quantum shifts to unfold naturally. Less stress and anxiety. Trusting the process reduces stress because you are no longer worried about controlling the outcome. When you let go of this burden, you can embrace life with more peace and ease. Increased opportunities. By surrendering control and trusting the timing, you open yourself to new opportunities that you may have otherwise overlooked. Life has a way of unfolding in the most unexpected and beneficial ways when you trust it. Deeper transformation. Quantum shifts require deep personal transformation, which happens when you're in a state of trust and openness. Letting go of the need to force change allows for a deeper, more profound transformation to take place. Greater connection with your inner wisdom. Trusting the process allows you to reconnect with your own intuition and inner guidance. When you stop over-efforting, you become more attuned to your true desires and the wisdom that resides within you, guiding you toward the next step in your journey. The power of trusting. The process for quantum shifts. Quantum shifts occur when you release the need to force or control every aspect of your life. At the core of transformation is trust. Trust in the process, trust in the timing, and trust in your own inner wisdom. The more you let go of the need to control, the more space you create for profound, effortless transformation to occur. By cultivating trust and surrendering to the flow, you open the door to quantum shifts that align you with your highest potential. The power of letting go. How surrendering control sparks quantum shifts in the fast-paced world of personal growth. The concept of letting go can seem counterintuitive. We often think that achieving transformation requires relentless effort, constant striving, and the need to control every outcome. However, sometimes the most powerful action is no action at all. Letting go isn't about giving up. Rather, it's about releasing the need to control every aspect of your life, opening yourself up to a greater flow of energy, ideas, and opportunities. By detaching from specific outcomes, you create the space necessary for profound quantum shifts to occur. In this article, we'll dive deep into why letting go is a powerful tool for personal transformation, how it opens the door to greater opportunities, and how releasing control can lead to effortless breakthroughs and quantum shifts. Understanding the power of letting go. Letting go is a form of surrender, but it's not about giving up on your goals or dreams. Instead, it's about relinquishing the need to control the details of how things unfold. Often, we become attached to a particular outcome or result, and we try to force our way toward it, believing that our effort will determine the success of the journey. However, true transformation doesn't come from the constant grip of control. It comes from trusting the process and allowing things to evolve naturally. Here's what letting go truly means. Releasing attachment to specific outcomes. Letting go means detaching from how things should unfold. It's about allowing life to happen as it does, rather than holding tightly to a preconceived vision of success. Trusting the process. When you let go, you trust that what is meant for you will come in its own time. This trust allows you to be more patient, less anxious, and more receptive to unexpected opportunities and insights. Opening yourself to new possibilities. By letting go of your grip on control, you allow new ideas, solutions, and opportunities to emerge. When you stop trying to force a particular outcome, you make room for something even better to come your way. Why letting go opens the door to quantum shifts. Quantum shifts are dramatic, transformative changes that happen when you experience a sudden shift in perspective or energy. These breakthroughs are often unpredictable, and they usually occur when you least expect them. Letting go is the key to unlocking these profound shifts because it allows you to step out of your own way and embrace the natural unfolding of change. Here's how letting go catalyzes quantum shifts. Removing mental and emotional blockages. When you hold on too tightly to specific outcomes, you create mental and emotional resistance. This resistance can manifest as stress, anxiety, and frustration, all of which block the flow of energy necessary for transformation. Letting go removes these blockages and allows energy to move more freely, making space for quantum shifts, allowing new insights to emerge. Quantum shifts often occur when you least expect them, when you're not focused on achieving something specific, but are instead open to the present moment. Letting go frees up mental space, allowing fresh ideas and breakthroughs to emerge. By releasing the need to control, you invite new insights and solutions that might have been hidden before. Creating space for the unknown. True transformation often happens in the unknown. When you let go of rigid expectations and control, you embrace uncertainty, which is where true breakthroughs and shifts take place. Surrendering to the flow of life opens you to uncharted territory, where the magic of quantum shifts can unfold. Cultivating flow and ease. Effortless transformation happens when you are aligned with the flow of life. Letting go helps you stop fighting against the current and instead move with it. This state of flow allows you to make decisions and take actions that are more in tune with your highest potential. The paradox of letting go. The less you control, the more you achieve. The paradox at the core of letting go is that the less you try to control, the more you achieve. While this may seem counterintuitive, it's rooted in the principle that effortless action is often more effective than over-efforting. Here's how the paradox works. Control limits possibilities. When you try to control every detail, you limit your potential outcomes. You become fixated on one way of achieving success, which can blind you to other, more aligned opportunities. By letting go of control, you allow space for a wider array of possibilities to come your way, often ones that you couldn't have imagined when you were trying to force a specific outcome. Over-effort creates resistance. Over-efforting is often a form of resistance to what is. The more you push, the more you fight against the natural flow of things. Letting go is about releasing resistance and trusting that things will unfold in their own time, making the process smoother and more effortless. The power of detachment. Detachment doesn't mean abandoning your goals or desires. It means releasing the need to micromanage the process. When you detach from specific outcomes, you stop constricting the flow of energy, allowing things to unfold organically and leading to breakthroughs that might have been impossible when you were focused on control. How letting go transforms your mindset and opens new possibilities. Letting go shifts your mindset from control to acceptance, from resistance to flow. This change in perspective is crucial for experiencing quantum shifts, as it allows you to engage with life more fully and authentically. Here's how letting go transforms your approach to life. Increased flexibility. When you stop trying to control everything, you become more flexible and adaptable. This allows you to pivot more easily when new opportunities arise, fostering greater creativity and innovation. Quantum shifts often happen when you are open to the unexpected and can quickly adapt to change. Reduced stress and anxiety. Trying to control every aspect of your life creates unnecessary stress. Letting go reduces this tension and allows you to navigate challenges with a calm, clear mind. A relaxed mindset is essential for recognizing new opportunities and embracing change with ease. Greater alignment with your true path. When you let go of control, you become more aligned with your true self. Instead of being focused on external achievements, you become more in tune with your inner guidance and authentic desires. This alignment is where quantum shifts happen, as it enables you to make decisions and take actions that are in line with your highest potential. Practical ways to let go and embrace transformation. If you're ready to experience the power of letting go, here are a few practical steps you can take. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness practices help you stay present and detach from controlling thoughts. Meditation, deep breathing, or simply pausing to observe your thoughts can help you release the need to control every situation. Trust the timing. Recognize that everything happens in its own time. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be, even if it's not where you expected to be. Trusting the timing of life allows you to surrender control and embrace the present moment. Let go of expectations. While it's important to have goals, try not to attach rigid expectations to them. Focus on the journey rather than the destination. This will allow you to flow more freely with life and make space for unexpected opportunities. Release perfectionism. Perfectionism is often linked to the need to control outcomes. By releasing perfectionism, you free yourself from the constraints of needing everything to be just right and make room for organic growth and transformation. Embrace uncertainty. Surrendering control requires embracing uncertainty. Instead of trying to know everything or plan for every outcome, allow yourself to be comfortable with not knowing. This opens the door to the unexpected, where quantum shifts can emerge. The lasting benefits of letting go is not a one-time event. It's a mindset shift that, once adopted, can lead to long-term benefits. Sustained transformation. Letting go creates a foundation for sustained personal growth. By constantly detaching from rigid expectations, you allow for ongoing transformation rather than temporary change. Deeper fulfillment. When you stop focusing on outcomes and start embracing the journey, you experience greater fulfillment in each moment. This shift in perspective creates a sense of peace and contentment that carries through to all aspects of your life. Continuous flow of creativity. Letting go fosters a continuous flow of creativity and innovation. As you release control, you become more open to new ideas, solutions, and possibilities that can lead to profound shifts. Letting go is the key to quantum shifts. The power of letting go is often underestimated in the world of personal development, but it's one of the most effective tools for experiencing quantum shifts. By releasing the need to control every aspect of your life, you create the space necessary for new ideas, insights, and breakthroughs to emerge. Letting go is not about giving up. It's about trusting the process and surrendering to the flow of life, allowing transformation to happen effortlessly. When you embrace the power of letting go, you unlock the door to profound, lasting change. Embracing the shift. Moving beyond effort to experience quantum shifts in your life, it's essential to focus less on forceful action and more on creating the right environment for transformation. Here's how. Release the need for control. Stop trying to micromanage every aspect of your journey. Trust the process and allow things to unfold naturally. Practice mindfulness and presence. Instead of constantly striving, focus on being fully present. This helps create space for insight and shifts to occur organically. Embrace relaxation. Take time to rest and recharge. Fatigue blocks creativity and clarity, so avoid overloading yourself with unnecessary effort. Let go of attachment to outcomes. Be open to new possibilities, even those that don't fit your original plan or vision. Cultivate trust. Trust that change will come when you're in alignment with the flow of life. By stepping back and allowing things to happen, you create the perfect conditions for transformation. The paradoxical power of non-effort. The more you try to force a quantum shift, the harder it becomes to achieve. Effort, when applied too intensely, can block the very breakthroughs you're seeking. By embracing the paradox of non-effort, allowing things to unfold naturally, trusting the process, and staying present, you create the conditions for profound change to happen effortlessly. Remember, sometimes the best way to make a shift is to stop trying so hard and simply allow it to occur.